Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host, Raul Infante, here with Taking Dish Sports, here with my co-host, Hugo Dominguez. Hey, so today we actually have a special take. We have Karl, Baby K Roberson on the line right now, about to kick it down with us. Have a good time. We're just going to ask him some questions in regards to his career and see where it goes from there. How's it going, Karl?
Hey, good. How you doing?
Good. We're good out here. Thank you for taking our call. This means the world to us. We're big fans. So I'm glad that you were able to take some time out of your day to just kick it with us for a few minutes.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, hey, we know that MMA is one of the fastest growing sports right now in the world, if not the fastest. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you start your MMA career?
I started off in boxing. I started off boxing around like 13 or 14. Then I got into kickboxing around like 17, 18. I took a little time off and then jumped into MMA around like 20, 21. And it's been a roller coaster ride ever since then.
Yeah, it definitely showed because that's where I became a super fan of you. I know I contacted you a few months ago after I saw you perform against Jack Marshman. I knew you definitely had the boxing background because that straight left came from hell. What did you see during that fight when you were able to catch him so clean?
Against Jack?
Yes.
What I see against him, he did. We was just on a different level that night. It was just because I just outclassed him. He's a tough guy. He had like over 200 bare knuckle boxing fights. I had to ask him. I was hitting him hard. And he was just taking them like a man. I'm like, I ain't never seen nobody take that many hands and just look at me and just spit the blood out. So much respect to that guy. And yeah, I'm pretty much just want to show the world like I might be young in the game, but I'm dangerous.
Absolutely. Being 28 years old and being recognized already in the UFC, especially, a guy like Joe Rogan that came out and, he stated that he gave you an A plus performance that night, really showed the world, what kind of caliber fighter you are. And just like you said, you're an extremely young fighter. You're 7-2. There's a lot of room to grow. In MMA, your prime is actually, later in the years. If real MMA fans could tell that, that's how it goes. So you not even being 30 years old, you're in the right track, and we love watching you fight. So on that point, we thought that it was a brave move for you to go up and fight a veteran like Glover Teixeira on such a short notice. How did that come to fruition?
To come to fruition, they gave me a call, and I'm Mr. Epic. So if you call, I love to fight. That's how I am. I'm old school mentality. No weight class. I don't care. I'll fight anybody anytime. And my boy already fought him, so I already knew he wanted to get back. So I'm like, all right, you want to fight? Let's fight. And my manager called me like, you want it? I'm like, yeah, I'm down. When? Oh, 8 days. I'm like, oh, damn. Fuck it. I'm down. Let's do it. And I had to cut that much weight because I'm always training, so it all worked out. It was a win-win for me. Like, he's super experienced. I'm young in the game. I gained a lot of experience. I kind of hurt myself during it with the elbows, but I take it how I take it. It's the fight game. Anything can happen.
Yeah, we were actually discussing that it was a smart move on your part because if you win that fight, you beat a veteran in Glover Teixeira. If you lose that fight, you moved up and took the fight on short notice. You still got a lot of room to improve. So, credit to you to stepping up and taking that fight, which actually, answers one of my questions. Are you one of those guys that are just willing to fight at any time? Or are you one of those that are going to be more strategic and trying to find ways to move yourself up the rankings?
I like to fight anytime. The strategic stuff is not my style. That's not fighting to me. That's politics. I don't like the politics part of it. That's just not a fighter to me. Like everybody wants to turn UFC into the WWE. I'm not down for that. I like to fight. I like the old UFC, the George St. Pierre's, the BJ Penn type style, like that. Like I like to just knuckle up and bloody up and show who's the best. And everybody wants to be strategic. Oh, I want to fight him. He's too dangerous for my career at this point. That's not me.
Right. So we know that your stand-up is great. As you stated, you have the boxing background. You also have the kickboxing background. We noticed, when you fought Glover Teixeira, being the veteran that he is, he noticed that you had been submitted by the arm triangle choke before and actually capitalized and was able to do that. Is that something that you're improving on with the ground game, in your camps?
Yeah, I'm improving. I haven't talked to Glover. I escaped the first two he attempted, but since I blew my elbow out, he told me, he said, I knew your elbow was hurt, so I kept attacking it, and sooner or later the muscle was going to give out. So there's pretty much time, these size and difference and everything, so that kind of played out that way. But I'm working with one of the best, Corey Anderson, David Blanche. I'm working with them guys. Those guys' ground games are amazing. So best thing I do is evolve and learning. I'm learning on the job still because I think I'm only 7-2. Most of the guys I'm fighting have 20 wins and like 15 losses. So I'm playing catch up right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So yesterday, one of your boys, David Branch, actually fought. Unfortunately, ended up at the back end. Took the L. On the chin. Obviously, he's gonna be able to bounce back. Is Jack Hermanson a fight that you'll perhaps look at for a possible next fight, seeing that he jumped to number 11?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely want that fight. Like, he talks a big game. I got the best ground and pound. You don't. He doesn't have me stand up because he's like, I was there. I was loud at that fight. Stand up is trash. He's strong. That's the only thing he is. I give that to him. He's strong, but I definitely got my eyes on that guy.
Yeah, that's great to hear, and it's gonna be an area where you could showcase your ground skills as well if he's able to take it there, because he has the black belt in the what game, and he has the Renzo Gracie black belt, so that's an area right there where you could show your fans like, listen, I'm still young, I got submitted these 2 times, but who cares? I'm here now, exactly. I'm improved. This is what we do on a day-to-day basis.
Exactly, and most people say like, oh, I don't have a ground game. If you look at my record, 2 of my wins are by submission.
Yeah,
so I have a ground game. It's just the evolution of the level. There's levels to this shit. Like I'm real about this sport. There's levels to this shit, and I'm still learning. Everybody's a high level black belt, and I'm still catching up. But him, he's definitely just strong. And he caught France slipping, and that's the name of the game. You get caught slipping, sometimes you lose. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get it. So what's next for you? Who would you like to fight next, man? Just lay it on the line. Tell your fans, do you have anybody in mind that you would like to, step up and fight with?
Well, I watched Kevin Holland and my boy Gerald fight, and that was a sorry-ass fight for me. For 185, we were supposed to be the premier weight class. We had the power and the speed. None of them were throwing punches, and Kevin stated that he wanted a Rocky fight. So I called him out. If he really wants a Rocky fight, come with someone who he knows is going to stand and not try to wrestle him, and see if he really wants the sauce. And Elise, I don't even know his last name. Elise, he's fighting Derek Lewis. He pisses me off because he just punches in the air and just runs around and then wins by points. And then he talks junk like he's doing something dangerous. He hasn't had a knockout and or a dominant win in like 2 years. So he's definitely on my side. Derek's on his way out. You can tell by the way he's fighting. So those are my top 3 right now. But everybody else is still on my list. Anybody from 15 up, I want sauce.
Well, that's great. That's a lot of motivation right there. That's what we like to hear from the UFC fighters. Finally, somebody that steps up and is willing to fight anybody and give us a show.
Yeah.
So my next question to you is, you're very, very big for 185. We don't even know how you fight in the middleweight division. How is it during the weight cuts when you're preparing for a fight?
Before I got to the UFC, the weight cut was horrible. I was barely making weight, but I was still making it. But with the UFC PI, my man Clint and all his staff and all that, they're making it pretty easy for me. I'm getting down pretty easy. I'm starting to come in underweight. So it's easy. It's pretty much everybody who doesn't make weight is more mental because they can't do the extra work. Like I run 10, 15 miles like in clips. So I run like 30 miles a week. So it's what I want. If you want it bad enough, you won't make it.
Right.
So,
right. So would you say?
It works out for me.
I'm sorry. So would you say, are you gonna stick for your career? Would you say it's a smarter move to stick in the middleweight division, or are you planning on going to light heavy? Because it sounds like you're cool with Corey Anderson. He's trying to take over that division. Are you gonna perhaps try to take over the middleweight division so your camp is just taking over multiple weight classes?
My plan is to take over the 185 division. That's my plan. My boy's doing 205, so you know how we are. We family, so we're not gonna cross hairs. I'm letting him take over 205, and if they make a 195 division, then I'm going to that one. But until then, I'm going to just stick to 185.
Nice. So, my last question here, what message do you have for the kids that want to pursue, perhaps an MMA career or just doing this for a living?
My thing is find one discipline that you really like and excel at that one and then add to it. The thing about a lot of these young kids is that they do everything, but they don't do anything great. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
The top tier guys all can either stand really good, got really good jiu-jitsu, or like really good distance and stuff. Like they control that space, and then they force you to stay in that space. A lot of these kids got so much going on that they can't do anything, and that's when they get beat because they're not professionals at anything. So just keep working hard and find stuff that you really like, concentrate on that, and add to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Hey, Karl, again, thank you for your time. We're just going to keep it there. So, hey, guys, once again, that was Karl Baby K Roberson. He's 7-2 in the UFC in the middleweight division, 185 pounds. He's up and coming. He's making a lot of noise, as you guys have heard. So hopefully you guys tune into his future fights and tune into Taking Dish Sports. Karl, again, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, man.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
Hey, guys, like, comment, subscribe, show love.
And don't forget to hit that bell button for more notifications. Hey, so we just got off a cool phone call by a UFC fighter, Karl Baby K Roberson. What'd you think about that, Juice?
Yeah, I mean, great. He has great personality. I definitely look forward to seeing him continue fighting in the future. He talked about a lot of different matchups we can see. Kevin Holland had a fight last night. He kept saying, Gerald, who Karl said was his friend, was just laying on top of him. And he kept saying, let me bang, bro. So if you want to bang, Karl Roberson just called you out. What do you think about that, Raul? That's a good matchup.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it. I think, with Karl Roberson having that background of boxing and kickboxing, if he says he wants to bang and that's his norm to be a stand-up fighter and in my opinion, his biggest attribute, I say make the fight, UFC, hurry up and get that going.
That'll be a very entertaining fight. Another matchup we talked about, the Jack Hermanson.
Yeah.
He just beat his teammate with a choke. We were talking about his Robinson's ground game, and he wants to prove he has a good ground game. That's a good opponent to do against. Now he might have that number 11 next to his name. That'll get Baby K in the top 10. That's another great matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. He's super motivated with David Branch's loss yesterday. Just like you stated, that's his boy there, so he wants to go out there and actually, take that dub for his team. Jack Hermanson has the black belt in jiu-jitsu in the
from Renzo Gracie. Yeah,
exactly. So that's a great opportunity there, and really get him closer to fighting top 10 level kind of guys. Mm-hmm. And, that one I'm also super excited for. Listen, all his fights are entertaining. So anything that Baby K goes out and does, I'm going to be a fan of,
Yeah, and something he said in the phone interview, which, I don't completely 100% agree with. He says, I don't want the UFC to become WWE. I'm a big pro wrestling fan, so I do see a shift back in the sport. The pendulum's going back. When Conor came around, everybody wanted to do the talking. Everybody wanted to be on the mic. We see some of these guys. The problem is some of these guys, it's not genuine. With Conor, it was genuine. Kobe Covington does a good job with it. Some of these guys, it's not genuine. I think the sport going back to more honorable, more about the martial arts background, about the guy's skill set, treated more like a sport now, especially now that we're on ESPN. I definitely see that side of it. I like it. I like the sport going in that direction. But I do still like, some shit talking, some entertainment value leading up to certain fights. What do you think about what he said there about that?
Listen, I love that kind of fighter. I love the kind of fighters that just go out there, don't have to say much. But when they do say stuff, they come out and motivate fans like myself and yourself. Mm-hmm. You go out there and you show how great that you are. You show that you're willing to fight the guys, and you talk smack with your hands, with your performance. Forget all that mic stuff. So that's my take on that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the game could use both sides of it.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want these phony people. We've seen a couple of these guys who tried to talk on the mic and didn't work out for them. But for Baby K, yeah, I'm really happy to see his career going forward. I can't wait to see his next fight.
Absolutely. Hey, and again, I want to thank him for going on. He owes us nothing. So I have my utmost respect. I know you said that you did as well. So yeah. I'm super grateful that we were able to get Baby K on. Again, 7-2 fighter. Karl. Only 28 years old. Tune in, guys. Don't forget, we're not only the guys that watch these sports, but we analyze them.